Hello. So when it comes to tributes, I'm a little iffy with them. The reason why. Have you ever noticed that whenever a tribute happens, it's always during a huge moment in history, and that huge moment tends to be centered around men? Have you also noticed that anytime you open a history book, a lot of the main characters involved happen to be men? Not all, but most. Well, I'm here today to pay tribute to a woman. A woman who has made history come alive, who has made it possible for me to be who I am today. A woman that has struck history with such a hard humor, literally, that she is compared to pop icons of Biggie Smalls, which isn't any small feat. She is a woman who made her history for her actions, but also for passing laws. A woman who fought for women's justice and equality and LGBTQ rights. And if you haven't put it together yet, I'm talking about the notorious R.B.G. Not to be confused with the notorious B.I.G. Yes, that is Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Now, Ruth was born on March 15th, 1933 in Brooklyn, New York. 1933, a time when women didn't go to college, women definitely didn't go to Harvard, let alone study law, let alone get married to another man also there at Harvard. She became an American lawyer, and later, the greatest achievement of her life, other than having her daughter, was Associate Justice of the Supreme Court, all the way until the day she died, September 18th, 2020. Now, you're probably thinking, so what? A justice. She was in the Supreme Court. She's a woman. So what? Women make history. She didn't just make history. She changed history over and over again, repeatedly. She paved the way for more lawyers and more Supreme Court justices and judges to continue the trend of equality across the board. This was a woman who strived to see changes and strived to see the remarkable things that we as a people could do if we just put down our prejudices and moved past them. She did this by fighting for female reproductive rights, leaving the choice to the woman of what is going to happen to her body, paving the way for abortions, for safe sex clinics for women, for our ability to have contraception. She paved the way for LGBTQ rights, giving them the legal recognition for queer lives, same-sex marriage equality, the decriminalization of homosexuality in Texas, and job protection by not allowing anyone to discriminate against LGBTQ plus community simply because they identify of a sexuality that isn't straight. She did all of those things in such a short life, but a very, very long history. We have Romer v. Evans in 1966, when she took down Colorado's anti-gay Amendment 2. We have Proposition 22 in California, where she was able to get rid of Proposition 8, which didn't allow gay marriage in the state of California. She was successfully able to use the 14th Amendment, which doesn't normally go well in the courts, to suggest that it went against it in the right to equal protection. She even said something along the lines of two kinds of marriage, the full marriage and then the sort of skim milk marriage, meaning how the court was intending on saying, oh, well, they can have civil unions, but they can't be married. Skim milk. Not even 2%, hell, not even whole percent. But that is how she was able to get the world and the community to all join together and understand. And she's become a pop icon of all things, having museums after her, movies, books. She was an absolute force to be reckoned with. And when she hit the stage and she got in her court and she hammered down her hammer, she made tornadoes spin. This was a woman who didn't just look out for the little guy, but looked out for everyone. During a time when women were supposed to sit down and shut up, and men were the ones who controlled how we thought and how we acted, she was a woman of honor and respect. She was a woman that we all strive to look up to. And she paved the way for more female lawyers to come forward. And she paved the way for it to be more accepting, for it to become more common for other lawyers to represent gay marriages and to represent gay adoption and to represent women having the right to do with their body as they please. She is history. And that is why we pay tribute to her. May she rest in peace. R.B.G.